What's up, guys? It's 11:30 on October 10th. I just put in at Carthus on this West Branch Susquehanna. Gonna do 22 miles down to Keating. I had McCracken Canoe shuttle me. Well, they followed me I followed them to Keating, to the takeout, and loaded my stuff into their truck, and they drove me upstream to put in. I'm about 22 miles of river away from the takeout. It's hot. It's like mid 70s for mid-October. It's supposed to go up to like the upper 70s tonight, or throughout the day, and maybe the lower 60s tonight. And they are calling for 100% chance of rain. Expect thunderstorms tonight. But I've always wanted to, well, ever since I started kayak camping, I've wanted to do this section of water. So I checked the gauge yesterday. I think it has to be above 3 feet for it to be passable, and I can't remember what it was. I just know that I could paddle it. So this was a real last minute trip, but I'm really glad to be out here. The whole thing about the West Branch is its remoteness. It's supposed, like, this part of it especially is supposedly like one of the if not the most remote sections of river in Pennsylvania. It's about 2 hours outside of Pittsburgh, so it wasn't a terrible drive. But it's beautiful out here. For whatever reason, I was kind of thinking that that the country around here would be a lot flatter than it is. And while the water, this is a class 2 waterway. While the water's a lot less active than the Pine Creek Gorge, certainly a lot less active than the Pine Creek Gorge was 2 weeks ago. I think as far as scenery, this might give the Pine Creek Gorge a run for its money. It's just the drive here was just really pretty, and I certainly wasn't expecting that. So this is a pretty chill river, at least this part of it is. I don't know about the rest. There is only one named rapid. It's a class 2. I can't remember the name of it. And while it is super hot out, well, not super hot, but while it is warm out, the water is pretty chilly. So I did bring my spray skirt, also, because it's supposed to storm. But I threw it on. I heard some water up here. I don't know if this is the rapid or what, but I just don't care to be sitting in a boat with cold water for the rest of this day. The idea is to paddle halfway, a little bit over halfway. The gentleman, the owner from McCracken's Canoe, his name was Dave, is the owner of it, the guy that shuttled me, gave me some landmarks to look out for like halfway points and stuff like that. Said should be, 3 to 4 hours each day. Today and tomorrow. So we will see how long it takes me to get to these waypoints that he described, and kind of gauge it from there. Shortly after the halfway point, this this land, the surrounding land turns into private land. So I don't really care to be camping on someone's private property. But we'll see how that goes. It has been a long time since I paddled somewhere new, and it's really nice to have that feeling of uncertainty. One of the draws of this section of river is its seclusion. However, there are train tracks, like maybe 15-20 yards right off the river left here, and it's my hope that they disappear. I mean, I've not seen a train or anything, but it'd be a real bummer to be sleeping and hear Amtrak rolling through or whatever. Other than that, it does seem to be what it was promised to be, and that is remote. Not that I've been on the water for that long, I haven't, but there is certainly a feeling of seclusion that I've not really had with other rivers, and part of that might be because the other rivers that I've paddled recently are more familiar to me. And also there's always some sign of civilization every mile or so. But we'll see what the Susky has in store. The trees are just starting to turn here in Pennsylvania. Not too much color. A little bit of yellow every here and there. You'll get some red. But it certainly smells like fall, which is really nice. About 1 o'clock. Been on the water for an hour and a half now, and I don't know if the camera was able to pick up those elk. I saw this, what I thought was a deer, kind of swimming through the water across the river. So I figured I'd paddle and see if I could catch up with it. And then on the left-hand side of the river, on the opposite side that this guy was swimming to, man, these things are massive. I've seen them, not that close though. So over a span of maybe 300 yards, I saw about 6 of them. Three bulls and 3, whatever the knot bulls are called. That was pretty nifty. I don't know if I've passed this rapid or not. If I have, I mean, that very well may have been it. If that was it, then that was it. Really pretty unremarkable. But what is not unremarkable is the rest of this paddle. I mean, it's just really nice. The train tracks are still there. And the water is not, the water's not as calm as I'd expected. I mean, it's flat water, don't get me wrong, but it's still kind of moving me along, which is making for a pretty easy paddle. The wind is picking up, and it's nice to dry off what little of me got wet. About 3:30. Been on the water for around 4 hours now. It's an absolutely beautiful paddle. I can't say it's terribly exciting. So I've found that I've done more floating than paddling. Just because I'm really enjoying the scenery, and I'm not jumping over myself to see what's around the next bend. That being said, I haven't, so, you know, Dave told me, the shuttle driver, told me I should expect, 3 to 4 hours on the water before I see these waypoints. And I've not seen them, and I'm at 4 hours, so either I missed them, or I just have done way less paddling than either he or I thought I would be doing. So I'm kind of trying to pick up the pace a little bit. The sun sets around 7 o'clock, and I have some stuff I need to do around camp. I've not eaten today, which isn't super unlike me. Sometimes I just get preoccupied with other stuff and don't think to eat. However, I'm listening to my hunger cues, and it's probably about time to eat soon. The meal that I brought is absolutely not healthy, so I don't mind it being the only thing I eat today, but I am looking forward to eating. It is going on 4:30 now, and I'm kind of contemplating whether I should find a campsite or not. I've not seen anything that would even be confused as the waypoints that the shuttle driver described to me. I have, however, noticed that I have passed some cabins, or like, little camp cottages, and he did say after I passed the halfway point that there would be more public land, or I'm sorry, more private land. So I really don't feel like I've done that much paddling to have made it halfway. The reason I say that is because all the resources online, everything that I've read so far, said that it would be like, 5 hours the first day, 5 or 6 the second day. But according to Dave, this fella, the water is high. It doesn't seem like it's moving very quickly to me, but I guess that's pretty subjective. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I have gone halfway. My thing is that it is supposed to storm tonight, well into tomorrow, and that was the first fish I've seen. So it is supposed to storm tonight into tomorrow, and I don't care to be having to do 5 or 6 hours through a downpour if I have the choice. Maybe I don't. In which case, do what you gotta do. We'll make it work. I am prepared for it. But anyway, so I'm like weighing my options here. See, there's another house there. So I am weighing my options here, and I guess I'll just see what I'm able to come up with. So, if you didn't catch that turnaround I did in my boat, I saw one of the waypoints that Dave had told me about, and it's the takeout. Right downstream there, he said, look for a railroad bridge on river left. And as soon as I asked him in the car, I said, is it the only railroad bridge on river left I'll see? He was like, yeah, man. He's like, pretty easy. You just have to paddle upstream a little bit. There's like another, tributary. Paddle upstream, and that's where I parked my car. So I saw this bridge, and I was immediately pulled over. And I tried hiking downstream, but it's pretty gross, and it tore my legs up. So I put my drone in the air, and sure enough, there was my car. Right around the corner there. So then I hiked up this mountain. I said, you know what? I've been out here. Drove 2 hours, 2.5 hours, plus the additional 2 hours to shuttle the vehicle and all that. Paid $140 just for the shuttle. I said, well, I'm gonna hike up this hill and try to see if there's somewhere I can hang my hammock. And it's not good camping here, and plus there's a house right across the river. So I am gonna make my dinner here at the riverside, and hopefully beat hopefully I'll beat the sun going down to get to my car and load everything up. It's a real shame, to do like an 8 or 9 hour paddle in a matter of 4.5 hours. I mean, really, it was probably with the filming that I did, you know, and with the drone and all that, that takes time. So like I was probably really only paddling for 4 hours, even though I put in 5 hours before I pulled over. That's this must be a terribly slow river normally, but it is what it is. Day on the water is better than a day at work, and bummer, real bummer. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one.